These New Orleans Saints. Now, obviously, we know that Andy Dalton was at the end of his career, or towards the end of his career, as he went over with those Saints. And, he tried, but I think his better days were past him, obviously. He tried his best, lost some games. Winston was over there, tried. I mean, the Saints just have not been able to relive, the days of Drew Brees and that Saints glory. And, moving forward, the real question is, can Mr. Derek Carr do it now, right? He's coming over from the Raiders. He felt like he was underappreciated, in which Derek Carr did play decent, but for what he had, I don't think he really had much over there, right? Defense wasn't too good. You had a wide receiver in Adams, and then you had Josh Jacobs for your running back. So, what are you going to do? Obviously every team can't win. The pieces have to be in place. And that's kind of the issue that the Saints are having. But the real question is right now, can the Saints do anything this year? That's why you guys are here. That's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to get into it. Shout out to you, Rodney. What up, man? Griffin says, I feel bad for the Saints. Let's go. Let's get into it. As far as your depth chart, your starters for the Saints, obviously Derek Carr is going to be your quarterback. On the second, it's going to be Jameis Winston. Third, Jake Haener. And then Taysom Hill on the fourth. Listen, shout out to Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is your multi-purpose tool. Swiss Army knife. The man can throw the ball. He can run. He can catch. He'll play some defense for you if need be. He does it all. I like Taysom Hill. Should have just made him the starting quarterback, to be honest. Running back is still Alvin Kamara. Jamal Williams on the second. Kendre Miller, and then Dwayne Washington on the fourth. Wide receiver Chris Olave. I'm expecting great things for him. Hopefully him and Derek Carr can link up a lot. Followed by Traquan Smith, Keith Kirkwood, and then Lynn Bowden Jr. Michael Thomas. This man has made more money sitting on the bench than anybody I know. Guaranteed money. His agent is just probably one of the best in the league. I mean, I don't remember the last time this guy played football. I think the last time he played was when Drew Brees threw a ball to him. Absolutely crazy. Followed by A.T. Perry, Brian Edwards, and then Kirk Merritt. Next up is going to be Rashid Shaheed, James Washington, Kiki Kuti, and Kawan Baker. Tight end is going to be Juwan Johnson, Foster Moreau, Taysom Hill, Jimmy Graham, who is now back. Y'all remember Jimmy Graham, right? Jimmy Graham was a beast back in his day. Listen, if you don't remember Jimmy Graham, I do definitely hope to see him because I'm sure he may still have something left in the tank. Shout out to you, Jacqueline. What up, yo? Next up is going to be Adam Princess for your fullback, Trevor Penning for left tackle. Left guard is going to be Adris Pete. Center, Eric McCoy. Cesar Ruiz on your right guard. Right tackle is Ryan Ramsick. As for your defense, Cameron Jordan. That name should ring a bell. Nathan Shepard, Kalen Saunders, Carl Granderson, Pete Werner, Demario Davis, Zach Bond, Paulson Adebo, Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus May, and Marshawn Lattimore. Listen, I don't think I've really had too many issues with the Saints defense. We know what Cameron Jordan can do. We know what Marshawn Lattimore can do. It's been just whether or not this offense can score enough to compete. Right now, it's a scorer's league. This is not really too much of a defensive league anymore. So you got to score. Getting into the special teams, Will Lutz, still your kicker. Blake Gillipin, Rashid Shaheed for your punt return and kick return. And then Zach Wood is your long snapper. All right, let's get into the schedule. The 2023 Saints schedule. Shout out to Richard, says the only Saint having a good season is their former coach at Denver. Shout out to Sean Payton, says he's living it up in Denver right now. All right, here we go. Regular season. Week 1 is going to be your Tennessee Titans. Shout out to you, Tactical. Next up is going to be the Panthers, followed by Green Bay, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New England Patriots, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Indianapolis Colts, Chicago Bears. Shout out to you, Immortal. Minnesota Vikings. Their bye week is week 11, followed up by the Falcons, the Lions, Panthers, Giants, Rams, Buccaneers, and then Falcons. As for preseason, they're going to start off with Kansas City Chiefs on the 13th, followed by the Chargers, and then the Texans. All right, so week 1. And I'm not here to just make you happy, Tactical. He's like, he better say that the Titans are going to win or we're going to have an issue. No, to be honest, you've got a veteran quarterback versus, the up-and-coming star. So I think this will be a good one. I'm on the fence. I'm going to go ahead and say 50-50 on that. I'm going to give them week 2. I just don't know too much in regards how Carolina's going to do with this 5'10 quarterback in Bryce Young. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys see Andy Dalton for this game. I'm just saying. It's going to be a Monday night game, even though it's at 7:15. We know real Monday night games start at 8, but hey, 7:15 Monday night, week 2. I'm going to go ahead and give the edge to the Saints on that one. Green Bay, you're going to have Jordan Love against these Saints and company. I'm going to go ahead and go Green Bay on this one. Buccaneers, I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to do anything, and we'll see Kyle Trask eventually. I'm going to give the Saints this one. New England, I'm at a 50-50 here, stalemate. I'm going to have to go ahead and give the edge, though, to the Saints because I think they have that defense that's going to work out for them against that New England offense. The Texans, I'll give the Saints this one. Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm going to give the edge to the Jags. The Colts, sorry, Luta. I know how you feel about those Colts. I'm going to have to give the Saints this one. The Bears, I'm going to have to go with them Bears, Immortal. I know you're waiting to hear that one. I know you're excited I'm saying that, but I'm saying it for multiple reasons. I do think this will be a test of Mr. Justin Fields with that defense because they're not going to let him run as much. So, yeah, he's going to have to throw that ball if they're going to win, but I will give them the edge for that one. Minnesota Vikings, I'm going to go Minnesota here. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, but I will go Minnesota. They'll get into their bye week. I'm going to give them at Atlanta. I'll give the Saints edge on that one. I like Jared Goff for week 13, so I'm going with the Lions. The rematch against the Panthers, I'll give it to the Saints. Danny Dimes and company, after Saquon's signed his franchise tag now, he's all done. He took less money after he bickered and argued about getting more money. It's normally what happens when you don't take what they're going to give you. You could have got more, but you end up taking less because you try to play hardball. But hey, either way, it's all set up and done. So Giants are ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and go the Giants on this one. Rams, Matthew Stafford and company. I don't know yet. I got to see how week 1 through week 5 looks. But I may just give this one to the Saints. And then, of course, I'll give Saints Tampa Bay again, and then the Falcons, and they will close the season out for 2023. Will they make a run for the playoffs? I don't think so.